Hey, what's up guys? My name's Jiro. I'm an aspiring indie developer just like you. Today, I'm going to be giving you 5 tips from some of the top indie developers on how to finish your game. Without further ado, let's get started. The first tip I have for you guys is visualization. See, visualization is the key to success in anything. It's honestly a human superpower. It's what separates us from animals like cats, dogs, and even apes. The main reason so many people tell you to meditate is so that you can get the visualizations out of the way. So what this means is take some time, sit down somewhere nice and quiet, somewhere peaceful, somewhere where you can think to yourself. I want you to visualize. Where do you want to be in 1 year, 2 years even? How many games will you have made, if any? Did you finish the first game you were working on? How much money did those games make you? How much money did you make overall? How much time did you spend working on the games? Did you hire people to help you? See, all these things are important questions that you should ask while you're visualizing. Visualize for the future and plan to fail. Now, what do I mean by plan to fail? See, failures are inevitable in life, so you shouldn't let that stop you. Instead, you should try to make it positive. You should try to learn through it. Try to limit the effects of your failure by planning ahead of time. Maybe you'll learn something along the way too. Maybe those failures will help you grow. Maybe the failures will push you forward and propel you to do something great. You should ask yourself while you're planning and while you're visualizing, what won't you see coming? What will you need to plan ahead for? What will you need to save for? Visualization puts the keys to the vehicle in your hand, but it's still your responsibility not to wreck it. Accidents happen, but you can limit this by planning ahead of time. Second tip I have for you guys, to get invested. And no, this doesn't mean go out and spend a bunch of money on assets or animations. Just become genuinely invested in your game and seeing it finish. The easy way to do this is to write a good story. Write something that you're personally interested in, not something you think will sell to millions. So the keys to writing a good story are good narrative skills, good characters, interesting conflict, and a great setting. These things will exponentially increase your investment in your game. It will create an emotional attachment between you, the player, and the game. Some things to ask yourself during this stage is, how long is the game? What are the characters like? How many characters are there? How many villains are there? And what is the conflict? You should always strive to give your game a purpose, give it meaning. If you have no human characters, then how can you make the art tell the story itself? If there's no story at all, and if there's no human characters, then how can you make the game as visually appealing as possible? My suggestion for these things is to learn storytelling, color theory, and shape language. These 3 things will exponentially increase your investment in the game. The third tip I have for you guys is to plan ahead and set strict deadlines. This is almost imperative for you not getting off track. Eliminate distractions like social media, Netflix, YouTube, and video games. Yes, video games too. If you can't eliminate these things completely, then at least dial it down so that you have enough time throughout the day. Most of your time should be spent working on your project. If not, you should be promoting your project or making a YouTube channel or something. Something along the lines that will get you more invested in finishing your game. Another part of this is designing a game document and coming up with a pitch. A pitch will help you stay on track so that you know what your game needs and not what you want it to have. It doesn't have to be anything too complicated. Here's mine. It says, World's End is a Souls-like action RPG game where you fight the elements of nature and foe alike as you help Siadna uncover the secrets of the mysterious room she's found herself trapped in. This pitch gives you an idea of the genre of the game, the main character, the setting, and what type of elements you will be fighting. Some questions to ask yourself is, what is the main genre of the game? What are the main features? Who's the main character? What's the conflict or problem that the player needs to fix? Put all of these things together and you'll have a great game pitch that you could sell to anybody, even on an elevator ride. A game design document is a little bit more complicated than a pitch. You're going to need to know what you have, what you're going to need to finish the game, who's the game targeted, what platforms is it on, and when will you be releasing it? Do you plan to release it scheduled? Do you plan to release it part by part? Do you plan to have a crowdfunding? All these things are things you need to know in order to finish your game design document. Another key part of planning this is planning your whole life, year by year, month by month, week by week, day by day, and then hour by hour. This means you need to have a daily schedule, a weekly schedule, a monthly schedule, and what you plan to have finished by a year from now. This third tip is honestly how all game companies stay on track and meet their deadlines. Without it, you just get distracted and go play video games. I know, I've been there. The fourth tip I have for you guys is to get other people invested and delegate. This means spreading the good news to your friends, family, everybody you know who might be interested. Even if they aren't interested, you can still tell them your elevator pitch. And this is a good way to practice your elevator pitch, by the way. When you tell people your elevator pitch, you'll naturally become better and better at speaking it. And when you get feedback on it, you'll understand where you can improve and what needs changing in your game. Part of this is marketing to yourself. So think to yourself, what would I like to be told? What would sell me on this video game? Detach yourself completely. I know, it's kind of ironic. I said get invested, now I'm saying detach yourself. Detach yourself completely from your game and look at it from an objective standpoint. What does your game need to sell? What would you like to be told in order to buy this game? The next thing I'd suggest is starting a YouTube channel or a TikTok. These two things are great for indie developers. Just look at Steven Dungu. TikTok is great because it gives fast-paced action, short videos, and is great for promoting a YouTube channel. Other than this, I would suggest crowdfunding like Patreon. Next up, you should hire assistants. Free up any time you can to work on your game. This might sound lazy, but this means minimizing the time spent on things you're not good at. But a great quote I like by MJ DeMarco is, "Value your time poorly and you will be poor. When time is wasted as a lifestyle choice, you will be stranded in places you don't want to be." Take a look around. How do your friends, family, and peers value their time? Are they standing in line to save $4? Are they driving 40 minutes to save $10? Are they parked on a sofa anxiously waiting to see who wins with Dancing in the Stars? What this means is take the time to do the things you're good at, excel at them, and then with the things that you're not good at, when you've earned enough money to, you should hire people to help you. Some other great ways to get people invested aside from hiring them is free alpha testing and Facebook groups. The last and final tip I have for you guys, and probably one of the most important ones, is to focus and avoid excessive features. Streamline your game. This means stick with what you said in your 2-sentence elevator pitch. Build the game up, make the core mechanics fun, and then after that, if you still need more, you can add. Remember guys, nothing is perfect. Avoid perfectionism like the plague. It'll only slow you down. Thank you for watching. See you later. If there's anything you'd like to know, feel free to leave a comment below. Helps the algorithm. Later.